Yeah, our girls are running really well right now. We went to Lubbock this past weekend and we went first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, ninth. So I was happy with our performance. More happy with how we prepared for the meet. With the new policies, with where we can be and where we can't be and where we can warm up, where we can't warm up. We had to warm up at a school that's about 2 miles away and then get on the bus and get there, and then we are in a little staging area. So I feel like our kids right now are handling all those changes that we're not used to really well. Whereas you see a lot of teams that are still kind of struggling and showing up to meets late and stuff like that. So that's kind of the stuff that we're concerned with right now. As far as our running, we're running as well as we ever have. This is probably the fastest team I've ever coached, especially up at this point of the season. So with us, our big deal is just making sure we get them all healthy to the state meet and get them on the start line. You know, I take care of the bus and get them there, and I think we'll be in the mix for winning another state championship.
You're hosting the Invitational this weekend. Can you tell us about that on Friday?
Yeah, we're hosting a meet, and kind of like what Coach James was talking about, we can only have eight schools represented in a race, but we can run lots of races. We just have to have them spread out. So we're going to run, we've got 50 schools coming in this weekend, and we're going to run our big school, our 5A and our 6A races on Friday evening. We'll have a race at 5:30. And the way we have it, we're lucky to have the equipment that we have, but we have actually 2 timing systems. So we're going to start a boys race, and then we're going to start a girls race 5 minutes after. So they're all going to actually be on the course at the same time, but not racing one another. And we'll have 2 races at 5:30 and 5:35, and then we'll come back with 2 more races at 6:20 and 6:25. And then we'll run about 10 of those races on Saturday with the small school and the junior highs.
Spectators allowed here?
Spectators are allowed here, but only in certain areas. They're not allowed inside the fenced areas, and they're not allowed on the practice fields where the start line is. So there's lots of areas to get out on the course. We're just trying to keep them away from the start line and the finish line. And once the athletes are crossing the finish line, they're walking straight up the stairs and out the stands and then out to their families and stuff. We actually had a small, it was kind of a dress rehearsal back in the last week in August, and it worked really well. And we were just trying to figure out if we had all our bases covered as far as keeping everybody socially distanced. And we're actually going to make some of the time even smaller because we had so much time in between the races. But with the help of our athletic director and our principal and stuff, with some ideas that they had, we feel really comfortable about hosting a meet that big.
Where is the course for the meet exactly? Is it gonna...
It starts right behind Canyon High School.
Okay.
The start line is actually on one of the practice football fields, and then there's some fields out there, and there's a little bit of private land that we run on, and then we are back on the campus, and then we finish on the track.
So in that general area there?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Mhm.
Coach, you mentioned this is one of your fastest teams. They've got some younger girls that are on this team too, right?
Well, actually, our 2 fastest right now are a junior, Brianna Stewart. She's running 11:03 this year, and then Avery Winfrey's running 11:30, and Avery actually beat Brianna this past Saturday. So that gap's closing a little bit, and then we've got 2 other girls that are running 11s already, and then we've got about 4 or 5 that are in the low 12s. So we're praying for the state meet to hurry to get here. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing that scares a lot of coaches the most right now is, are we going to get to the state meet? Are we going to get there without having to quarantine? Are we going to get there without having season shut down? And our kids at Canyon High School, and I can say at Randall also, are really good at meets about wearing their mask and doing all things that we have to. And we just feel like if we can get those things done and we can get to the state meet, we're going to be in good shape.